for that. One of the absolute best teams to ever touch the game. This five-man roster. Absolute best teams to ever touch the game. This five-man roster, and they're kicking things off with aggression.
Yeah, I mean, I'd favor the USP every time. I'd be a bit sketched out if I was Glaive. That's for sure. He's got all that util, doesn't want to be going down, especially no armor, but he is the one that's trying to control this. If he can just try and look under that Xbox smoke, no. And he doesn't have a nade, so he can't do good damage. The flash might keep them a little bit at bay. Good peppering. Doto brought down to 50, but it does look like they want to pop out short on flashes, and it's only Device and Zipex there. Glaive from CT. What's Sunny smoke for? Ah, there it is. So he's going to try and fake mid to be here. He faked the drop-off and everything. So Device, a lot of work to do here. And the flashes are good. Two have got down into CT. Device is going to get double peaked from two different elevations here. And they've got more flashes. Great shooting. Device gets one wild flash. That's more than you could ask of him. But into the site, and Zipex reveals his location. He does get caught by Sergey on the hunt, and this is great shape up for ENCE. The entirety of Astralis grouping towards the very spawn. And a smoke grenade from Glaive to enable them to isolate these duels. It's nice. Into the site. Dupree, uncontested, hunting. Whoa, gets played around the edge of the smoke. Yampi, 3 clean kills. And that's ENCE taking the T-pistol.
I want to elaborate as we move forward into this game, potentially of what Dodo was saying about looking for a more passive player. If you consider ENCE, and I was talking about, we get Sergey back to star power. We already know that Alu's a fantastic AWPer. Yampi, extremely explosive. And once upon a time, Sunny, he was a superstar in his own right. It doesn't feel like the team needs more firepower. It just feels like they need to be put in the right places to get the best out of that firepower.
I think Doto is going to be given, if you were to compare the two teams in the server, the Zipex role.
Yeah, that's probably a very good way to look at it here. So if he can just hold his own.
Ooh, lovely Alu. It's unlikely he finds the finisher, but he does tag up Device down just a little bit through the doors.
This could spell trouble for ENCE here. They're going to set up for a B execute, and we have 3 players already leaning over towards the B site.
Okay, go on, Magisk. He's gone for the nade. That could be a little deep. It's good damage, softens him up. The 5-7 of Dupree does nothing. Magisk trying to delay. Good scout shot hit. And he gets dunked, Magisk. Oh, and a no-scope from Device. Maybe they can contest. They are getting really heavily wounded. I can't help but feel that Device might want to consider bringing the scout into the next round. B retakes with double scout. I mean, the nade might do something. He's naded the box.
Oh, if he had found either Dodo or Sunny there with that HE, that was a frag and probably an opening in the 3-on-3, but you're right. The save call is the best option for Astralis here. And, well, I don't want to say the inventors of percentage Counter-Strike, but definitely those who brought it into global focus are the ones here to hold on to their weapons. So we're going to see...
really holding that?
Wants to shoot some toes.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be the big toe.
I didn't realize Zipex had a foot fetish.
Yeah, I mean, many people do. Fair play. Not here to judge.
Yeah, that's called kink shaming, and we don't do that here on IEM Beijing broadcasts. So 2 scouts, a deagle, and they weren't able to pick up any extra bits and bobs there, Astralis. So it appears that Magisk and the likes of Dupree are going to be operating with very little. Dupree's actually gone for the Zeus. We've seen him make that work close towards mid doors before. So let's see if he goes to a similar position with it. Wouldn't be the first time he's been able to get a kill with that, pick up a gun and convert around. I'm getting flashbacks right now.
Yeah.
Magisk is just going to invest absolutely nothing. So there's a Zeus on the ground. Someone picked that up. I'm sure it's a prized possession. Device will do exactly so.
Hello, Glaive. That was a very good chance. He tries to pull the trigger on a mid push and, well, Jampy was received it nicely. So SMG to get mid control. Sunny flashed in and he confirms that there's no one particularly interested in fighting him close. There's a very wide spread of ENCE. It could be any finish they desire. They don't have long info, but it's being passively held by Astralis. So no threat to Yampi just yet, despite Doto holding it very vigilant. They aren't taking any chances here, this T side. Flashing, gaining control. Same mid utility that we've seen them use to finish B. Does Sunny just walk in? God, it's only a scout. That is no fun for anyone. If he kills Zipex, they've got a tunnels peak as well. And he's just going to park himself. It's not a fun fight for Zipex, but it does mean that there's more time for this split to start shaping up. And here comes the smoke. Sergey likely going to peek as Sunny gets close. This practically feels like another save round for Magisk and Device.
It's great to see ENCE not rushing this here, taking their time, re-smoking, and even sending that Mac 10 in for info. So Zipex will take 1, but he's under pressure now. They're heading over to his
But
bomb
the smoke's going to fade CT. I mean, Device will be able to at least assist. Oh, they've re-smoked it. Alu drops it. They're coming from tunnels. Zipex got a lot to do here. Oh, and he peeks in to demise. A nade came straight following Jampi's bullet. Oh, and a good shot again. Device has been finding a couple on the crosshair. No scopes, and this time through the wall. And just, by the way, no weapon at all. Only a USP, so his death will be quick. And Doto's got some trigger discipline here. He wants both of them. You can hear the scope. And that's the double.
Good
Lovely stuff.
That was well handled there from Doto. Not
I like how calm that was. Like, that was at no point rushed from ENCE. And they had the advantage throughout. Make no mistake, Zipex hitting that shot definitely made things nice and competitive for a moment. He did, however, get overwhelmed by that tunnel's nade and double push. So ENCE 3, Astralis 0, and only 4 frags to show for it. It's only been Device's occasional very late contributions on the B site, and he's done it again. Dupree's gonna be mad after that one. I'd love to see his reaction to getting banged through the doors 2 rounds in a row.
Yikes, that is not an ideal start.
That's crazy, dude. He's 0-4. Dupree hasn't got to play the game yet.
Look at this. There's a minute 35 left. They've lost a player, and they're operating with low utility. So it's heads-up Counter-Strike for Astralis with the remaining 4. They have to win some fights, and someone needs to get a multi-kill.
Yeah, who's going to step up to the plate? I can't believe Glaves just managed to get it past the gaze of Alu. A passive line held by the AWP enables a 2-2 split of our CTs. And here comes again, same kind of pressure. They've found that that mid to B split so far has been functional, but here's a change of pace. It's Glaive taking initiative, and he's actually managed to land a great dink early into Sergey, converts on the repeak, and now they have to overcome short, and Device has missed his shot. Trying to fall off, the flash evaded, they're swinging very fast. Device has got so many targets he can't adjust, and Alu's found it. This is ENCE onto a flying start here on Dust 2.
Great stuff. That is a fantastic picture-perfect split onto the site.
Wasn't it?
So much pressure on Device there. You could see he was not expecting them to push him with the AWP, and they did. And now it's just Glaive and Magus they have to save.
Again. Like, you can play the percentages as much as you have to.
I think they're trying to throw away that Device AWP. Can we get a cam on the site there just to see how diligent they're being? So they're leaving one on the ramp. That means it will get blown away and not be able to get picked up. The other one in the hands of Device was closer towards spawn. So if it got blown up, it could have actually trickled into CT spawn, and the Astralis players may be looking to pick it up. All in all, a frag will be found from Magus, but that is the round for ENCE. 4-0 to kick things off here today.
Dupree here, mad.
Thanks.
Just as the smoke blooms, and yeah, some crazy Danish swear words.
He's been lifting, though. We saw the weights in the background. So
yeah, no doubt.
Maybe that testosterone at an all-time high.
And you can see what this has done to the Astralis buy. Like, they are going to be in dire straits. Admittedly, this is going to be max loss.
Oh, they're going all in.
Yeah. With the 2 save rifles, they can drop and distribute. They will have everything they need other than the sniper rifle. It's going to be the Fisher-Price version. Baby's first scout.
The utility is actually better in this round than it was in the previous. So if we're looking at positives, there's one. But you're right, that scout for Device is the difference between a couple of kills as they flood out of short
if Alu
and a couple of
lands
tags.
a tag or a frag again on doors, that's going to be the salt fully flowing through the veins of Dupree. Is he going to throw the smoke from spawn? His teammate will. Let's go, Dupree. You can get to the site. I believe in you.
He's lucky.
Whew, no one fired a shot. Alu's got other plans this time. Yampi does tag up Magisk, and he gets away practically scar-free. That worked out wonderfully. And he's forced the smoke out of long player very early on into the piece. Nice little lineup from Sunny as he does a curve ball.
Yeah. Interesting little molly there.
Side spin. And a boost. They've previously mollied and naded that spot, by the way. So it doesn't bode too well. You know, ENCE have the capacity to force him out of that position, but they've set him up all the same. And this, at the moment, seems to be a gathering towards short. But with 70 seconds on the clock, Sergey's holding the tunnels push, Doto's holding the doors. This seems like a perfect default. Trying to maintain and remind that there's presence in B. Keeps 2 CT's feet planted. And this is what I was talking about. Device is one of the best at holding this, but previously, a run boost and a flash was enough to really force him off the line. Will they try the same, or will Alu just dry? It's left eye. It wouldn't favor Alu. He can't go for it. Instead, Early utility towards the A site. A smoke flying in from Doto. That's going to cover off CT.
Can go for a
All
double
the way
pump
up
here.
top mid. I think that's a CIS smoke we've seen thrown by Magix many times. And a second. Oh, Glaive, you're about to get cooked. Or not. There's no Molotovs unless Jampy's going to throw it. That's the molly. Forces out the smoke, and Glaive's got the line of sight. Big stuff. Crouching, knows he's going to be hunted down, and it gives him time for Magisk to peek in. Oh, it's a hurt locker. Taking it in turns to take contact, and 3 bodies dropped by ENCE. This is Astralis taking their first round.
Yeah, might be the save if they can. Zipex is locked in Alu. He's going to fall, and now it's just Sergey holding onto this AK-47. He's going to get away to T-spawn, and as 7 seconds remain, he should be able to hold on to this orange AK. You didn't like this one yesterday, Alex. You're still not a fan? It's got some Sergey stickers on it. Looks like it's a souvenir one.
Yeah, like it's... You know when they talk about complementary colors?
Yeah.
They don't often list orange and white.
No.
Like, it's...
They don't always land.
They're just... I mean, they can. Orange and black. Look at Astralis. They're making that work. But not my absolute favorite. Does look a little bit like vomit.
You know, I was just thinking Yampy looks a little bit like the actor who plays Sherlock in the Netflix series.
In the Netflix series?
Is that
Benedict? The BBC? Oh, the BBC series. Come on now, that's the British Broadcasting Centre series.
I watched it on the Netflix.
Yeah, well, they sold the rights, but we all know that's not a Netflix original.
That's
Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch.
All right, well, let's see if Astralis are able to string 2 together, because with a clean round, it means they still have all their goodies, and that was some great work with the crossfire of Glaive setting up Magus to be able to swing on in, but Zipex this time, he's on a bit of an island right now, on his own towards long. He will not have any help, and so we can see with the X-ray, there's 3 ENCE players on the other side.
But this island he's on is a proper exotic holiday destination. He doesn't want to give it up easily. He's hanging out by the palm tree.
Oh, they're locking him in.
Oh, a lot of pressure for Zipex here. What have you got for us, mate? Trying to play anti-flash, but he wasn't ready for that. My God, the flash keeps him alive. His spray's sketchy. Finally finishes off Doto. Incendiary will make things a bit hot and awkward for Yampy. He can't take the peek he wanted to, and he's still burning. He's burned down to 2. That's big stuff from Zipex. Get off my land. Tags up Sergey down to 11 as well. Astralis making their announcement into this half. Glaive should find Sunny here. Yeah, that's quite the off angle. He can drop away from Alu, who's continuing to line up frags. They can turn this around. It's Sergey from long. And Glaive, he's got Magisk in tow. There should be no way Sergey gets across with that HP. No way in hell.
How strong is his arms here?
Maybe Alu?
He's thrown it almost all the way across. Alu can grab it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they can make a round out of this. It's not a plan for long, so they will look for the frag. Sergey's hoping to catch Glaive's hunt, but that's a big frag. Now a 1 versus 3 handed Alu's way. He's getting sprayed, pressured, pushed, and a jump shot from Glaive. Really keeping the thumb screws on. Pressure. Being unable to control it. Triple kill from Glaive puts us in 2.
They're going double AWPs. Doesn't look to be the case. So salvaging 1 for Device, going to rock the single AWP setup here. We do see Dupree pick up a secondary AWP on the CT side of Astralis, but ENCE are taking an early tactical timeout, and I do like to see this. Their money, it's a bit all over the place here. You can see that Sergey can afford, Alu can get the AWP as well, but the other 3 members, they might need, well, some Windex there for Sergey's camera, first and foremost, but to force buy in with Tech-9s, Galils, maybe some SMGs. As I assume Saw's doing all the talking right now, because Sunny was very, very quiet there.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite an exciting prospect that you do get to just have a completely, totally new voice in the squad.
And one that is extremely in touch with the game. He was just a player. He was just playing as the in-game leader. So he is fresh.
It's the same calls without the stress and the distraction of gameplay.
Yeah, the one issue is he can't put his body on the line. So maybe areas he will need to micromanage a little bit more. But this is just the early stages of this new project for ENCE. So I'm excited to see if they can bring their players back to stardom as they're onto the Deagles for round number 7.
Yeah, my eyes are still firmly affixed to Sergey. If I can have just a couple of maps where I'm like, here he is.
Yeah, it was such an exciting prospect, especially for a youngster. And then it just feels like I thought he was a bit of a cliff.
He was right there to be, you know, second in command to most exciting players of 2019 alongside Zywoo, and then it just didn't manifest. Very exciting, but Sergey, at the moment, been kept very honest throughout the 6-month window.
Can we go back to Yampy Rush?
Is this your Benedict Sasquatch
What do you reckon?
comparison? Yeah, it's not far off.
A little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Benedict Kumquat. Dupree yet to frag.
Yikes. I didn't notice that.
No, nor I.
They can go for a set piece onto A here, and these Deagles against an AWP towards mid-long, they could actually sing right now. This is perfect for ENCE. One of the best decisions they could make with their buy.
Give me another nade. Dupree's got one. Bonk. That's better. That's really hurt. Oh, look at ENCE. Shattered and committing. Good flash, but tucked into Goose, and they've thrown out one of their own. They are trying their very best to delay the advance, and this will be the multi-kill. Oh, they had the flash, and there's nothing Zipex can do. Glaive's gone down as well. Just with Deagles, ENCE have access. They can get the bomb down. Oh dear, a miss from Device enables Sergey to plant, and they still have the numbers advantage, extended by Sunny. Peeks in, takes Dupree down, 0 and 5 for Dupree. Finally, Device is up. On long, does find a body. They are low. But time's on their side now. Alu's even got a flash. Where does it go? Will it find Device? Magisk is walking up the ramp. Alu's trying to control that, and Magisk has managed to hit the shot. Getting awkward now. Kit on Device, pushing in. Hard Deagle shots for Sergey, trying to delay. He hits it. Taking down Device, makes it winnable. A fake. Maybe Magisk won't be ready for Doto. He's been spotted, trying to rot the clock, and unfortunately, the kit is there, and the time is 2.
Well, that was a good round from ENCE. They did a fantastic job of getting the bomb down. They've made it really costly, and it was close. If Doto had the awareness that the defuse wasn't actually being committed to, may have even been able to steal that one away from Magus, because he took a last-minute look over towards long. I'm not sure if he was looking for the kit or if he actually thought he was towards long, but regardless, just able to get across. And Dupree, the man on your screen, still struggling. Want to see him get active, because on Dust 2, one where you need the brawlers, he can have a lot of impact. On this retake, if you're an AWPer at home, I want you to take note of what you saw Device do. He's come up, he knows that he's going to get into a couple of close-range duels, and he's changed from the AWP to the M4. That's some key stuff from a AWPer, you know, who actually knows the percentages of the game.
Okay, fine, but then you've got a Woxic who will keep the AWP, and then he's
a little bit different.
He'll hit 3 no-scopes and maybe a 360 just for good measure.
It's not too many AWPers who play on 364 sensitivity. So,
yeah, I suppose that gives him a unique perspective of what the AWP is capable of. That's his cool curveball.
Okay, so he's jumping as he's releasing that. So it's
trying to land it in the corner. It hasn't quite got the deep spread he was hoping for, but it does fully deny. And he swings for info. Is this a boost? You don't see this one too often.
Yeah, Na'Vi rock this with Simple from time to time. So if they try and crouch under the standard line of sight from the 50 line, they'll be dead. The flash is good.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. They back away and bait the nade. Step 1 complete. Counter-Strike. It's a multi-stage flowchart. So 3, same default. Doto responsible for the long push. Zipex hasn't given it to him once. And the dribble smoke B. Now, I wonder if that just forces out the utility of Dupree. A single incendiary is not going to really be the achievement Sergey was hoping for. Early B finishes, more utility being exchanged, and Jampy is going to be smoking off CT, but that's an incendiary. How many smokes do the CTs have? None. There's nothing to hold them at bay here, Chad. 30 seconds. I think ENCE have still got enough time to make this A-take work. It's going to be coming down to execution. Device, not going to be caught by the flash. He's jiggled it nicely. And he's actually playing retake. So watch how this one works. They've got 3 on long. And a flash for the first look. Bomb planted by Jampy. 3 retaken from long. Magisk and Dupree retaking from CT. I don't like their chances here, Astralis, but they do. This is how they like to play. This is a conscious decision. Sergey can ruin everything with his timing through that CT flank, though. And Dupree knows it. Pushing into the site, the flashes are good. It does stop Alu from contributing. Glaive needs a double, gets it. Jampy caught. Doto tucked in on Gandalf. Alu Molotov'd off. That's the timing on Sergey. He only gets the 1. Maybe insufficient. Now very disconnected from the bomb. They need to clear Gandalf. That's Glaive's responsibility. In the smoke of the nade. Defuse not coming in yet. Magisk is on it. Alu's responsibility is to knock him off. And he hasn't got time. He does, just in the nick of time. 1, maybe even half a second separating that from a round win from Astralis. And Device is going to go down with a bomb. Crucial stuff from ENCE. That puts the 5th on the board. They deserved that. They worked hard for that, and Astralis couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, you could see ENCE have read that very well. They've done their prep work there, knowing that there's not going to be too much of a retake coming through Cat, staying close towards mid doors to deny that, and then flanking on out. Dupree dies again without any impact. Now, this here is where I expected them to pick up that duel a little bit quicker onto Sunny. The fact that they weren't able to convert when he was in no man's land and multiple players taking that duel, I think was the undoing, because it was only Glaive who had impact on the retake. And then easy as you like, Alu able to melt them from the Cat position. Fist bumps. Looks like they're in the ENCE office. Sunny
and Yampi, as Astralis will take their second time out already. Now you can see Device has enough to buy back into the AWP. Magisk has opted to go for the FAMAS. And here's how we've gotten to the scoreline of 5-3. The pistol with the conversion and the first gun round in the back pocket of ENCE. Astralis, once they had another buy through a couple of saved weapons on the board in round number 5, have been able to convert 3 on the trot. And now ENCE have bounced back. But if they can convert yet another, Astralis will have to be down to an eco.
Different setup from both teams and getting some long control with a smoke on the corner. 2 in blue bin though. It's likely they get Molotov. They've smoked off long, so kind of locking them in unless they want to use that smoke to escape.
I like this from ENCE. They're staying very dynamic here with their pace changes. They're punishing with the defaults. That's 2 done by the book, and
it is, isn't it? It's very textbook.
This is a very big duel right here.
Device looking for Alu, fires off a shot and reveals the AWP is middle. That was the change-up that Astralis went to, but immediately, look at their response. Get that AWP that just fired a shot mid-doors, scoping long, hoping to exploit a gap. And well, ENCE, despite having long control, are unwilling to contest just yet, perhaps wanting to set Alu up first for that AWP-on-AWP action.
They can Na'Vi this here.
Yeah, they don't have to rush it. That's the flash for the peak, and Alu is perfectly and totally set up to take down the Device. Or what? That was on him! In his hip. I don't understand. Trying to punish all the same. The bouncy Dane gone. Jampi's found him. And Sunny was the Tun's lurk. Now, he might be able to punish this short presence. Glave's there. So is Zipex. Alu distracting and fragging as well. 4 on 3. ENCE have 30 seconds. They need to get that bomb across. Zipex's responsibility starting to become denial. And I'm not talking about the stages of grief. Get that bomb out of Sergey's hands and stop that plant. Magisk has arrived as well. Sunny's still playing a very, very dangerous game. Zipex is going to check him. Oh, he's been found. Good play from Zipex. He knew they would be parking someone, but it is just in the essence of saving.
Yeah, that's strange. I thought Astralis might go for it after that kill from Zipex. It felt like that was building to something. They were clearing to make sure that they didn't have to worry about a flank like in the previous round. Yeah, that's where you would expect them to go with this, but it is the first half, and you tend to see a couple more saves out of the CT sides in the first half of play. When you get over to the second half, ENCE, they run out of those kind of rounds when the game goes on and we're getting close into the more crunch periods. But this is going to be the 6th on the board for ENCE, and another one that they've done by the book. There was a little bit of a play there that caught Device off guard, and that was Yampi putting his foot on the gas without any smokes, without any nades, without any trade potential to punish Device. And that kill right there opened up the A bomb site. So this was the shot you were talking about, not connecting.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it in the replay actually there, but...
Might have been just through the corner of the wall. That might have been the problem. It's hard to tell with that angle. But Yampi was the hero of round number 9. And these saved guns from Astralis with a loss bonus of 2,400 doesn't net them enough for a buy. It looks like they will be conservative. So everybody... Oh my God, Magisk has gone down to Alu through the smoke. He is having a field day on this cross, Alu.
He is. He's definitely got just the muscle memory. I mean, how many thousands of Dust 2 games has he held that mid-cross? He's just got every single pre-fire and timing just formatted in his brain.
Did dupreeh get a kill yet?
Alu's gone down. That's a big find from Device. Stopping the search. Yeah, and a miss smoke doesn't really stop. Ooh, I was going to say Sunny from getting on the box, but he's been knocked off it by Zipex. Standing his ground in a headshot angle, needed another stand and deliver from Astralis in pursuit of their 4th round here in round 10, first of the day. Dust 2 is ENCE's pick, and Device is playing with fire here. A very aggressive angle. Hasn't made a sound cue. And so completely and totally a surprise if Sergey wants to turn this corner with a nade in his hands. He's just going to drop the dribble smoke. That will force Device forward. Sergey down, eliminated by Device in the off angle, but here they come on long. They're not expecting him, not at all. It needs to be the double, and it is. Wraps up the round, puts it all under lock and key, and grabbing a double AWP setup for the 11th round of play. Device gets some credit there, but of course wrapped up nicely with the double stack long. Alu opening things up with a disadvantage for Astralis, just timing. 151. Pull the trigger, Chad.
Yeah, he's getting some real luck on his side here today. Now, sure, it's intuition. Good AWPers have to have the correct crosshair placement, but to hit those shots consistently like Alu has done today, that's some wild scenes. The double AWPs will come out. Astralis, Christmas came early. Back towards long we go. Lots of flashes.
Big Glaive Doing his very best to... Oh, he's just walked out long, finally. Yampy hunting, and he's hit the deagle shot necessary. That was a $700 pistol against a $7,000 investment. Now, the bomb can go down B, and Astralis, you know how they play these. I can practically say with conviction that they are not going to go for this. 7 ENCE T rounds on their map pick.
I love the pace change there. You can just see how punishing it was, and that was a massive risk from Sergey. They didn't want long control. They wanted the frags, and they wanted to keep those long players busy so that cap push can come on through, and exactly that happened, as now Dupree still yet to find a kill. Has to hold on to the AWP. Magus is making sure they can't rotate through and chase from T-spawn, but Sunny, he's not far away. The bomb's only halfway ticked, and it depends on how much ENCE want to invest into playing these weapons out of the Astralis hands. They're going to have enough to buy in the next round. So Sunny thinks better of going for this. Doesn't want to give up any of their T-sided weaponry. The later stages here in the first half is 7 have now been secured. So 7-4 in favor of ENCE here on their map choice. And they were the ones who were gifted the T side because Astralis chose to start on the CT side. And this is great stuff from Yampy again, just really punishing with the space and hitting some nice shots.
Yeah, I mean, that round is forgotten about in an instant if Device just locks down short and we move on. But Yampy hit the deagle shot necessary and everything else spiraled. So lots of smokes out of spawn here. They've thrown 2 of their 5.
Well, it's a 4-man lean. They've had to respect this long play. And meanwhile, they're hitting the B bomb site.
Oh,
if Device goes down, it's over.
Sora's made a great call here. Now, Device has dropped his smoke. And that long stack is starting to second-guess themselves.
I think as soon as they saw the AWP on the bomb site, they've had to reconsider smoke to lock them out as well. And now they've all dropped back through spawn. So that was the plan. Sell the long fake, see if you're dealing with a lean, which they were, and then punish the B side. But, well, Device home. They reconsider and they just go back into a default spread. And this is very standard play now. Sunny going with the door smoke again. He's going to look for cat control.
Corner. I didn't get his magical spin.
Oh, and it's just imploded in the air. So no Molotov there to help with crowd control, as we'll have to use a flash in lieu of that. It still appears that the B lean is where ENCE are thinking. There's 55 seconds left on the clock. The bomb is in lower tunnel. Sunny showing that short presence now. Nobody over towards long whatsoever. And they'll have to deal with a passive hold on the B bomb site from Astralis. One, the AWP player tucked in towards the back of the side of Device has just rotated over towards window, and Dupree yet to frag over towards car. This would be a time for him to go get a couple, and he's actually whiffed the jump there. So his sound cue may have been heard. They're coming in.
Okay, so Dupree gets his first frag. Needed that. And they're not going to be given a second chance. Sergey's double kills on these entries have brought him at least these 2 rounds. Round 12. Flying the ENCE flag once again. Every time Astralis try and get a good grip on this ENCE T side, it's a double kill from someone. Sergey this time provides it. Chad, I was looking recently. Have you ever heard of spontaneous human combustion?
No.
It's like this weird concept where like humans just randomly blow up.
Really?
Yeah.
How would we know if that's ever happened?
Well, apparently this phenomenon, this alleged phenomenon, has appeared in literature for many, many years. Like people talking about it like it happened a lot.
Yeah, but religion's
have you ever seen anyone blow up?
No.
Spontaneous human combustion refers to the death from a fire originating without an apparent external source of ignition. So yeah, just want to warn you, if you see anyone, you know, blowing up on the street,
that's what it is.
You now know to call it, it's SHC. That's
SHC.
Spontaneous human combustion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
I just want you to be aware.
Yeah, well, it's obviously going to be very, very important in everyone's day-to-day.
Yeah, you know, it's what is life if you're not learning every day?
Or exploding, apparently.
Or exploding every day.
Okay, Astralis, they need to get a couple more on the board here, or they're not going to be too happy with how the first half of this series has gone whatsoever. ENCE flying the flag and looking good while doing it. Alu down middle. Xbox Smoke has now obscured his vision. Oh, thought he was pushing further down, but he's holding back for any loosey-goosey Astralis cap pushes. And once again, the default spread. They need to find out where these rifles are, and Glaive's indication that there's one over towards middle. Zipex is locking down long.
Sergey's got a friend this time for his tunnels adventure, and Magisk, I can't believe he didn't go down there. He was holding the right line. Crosshair was good. If they were to find a B peak, you know they would flood in, but Magisk given so much responsibility with just the sidearm there. He did get spotted and tagged. It's forced Glaive to rotate and respect it. So a 3-2 split, digging into the sights. It's old school.
This is an interesting setup over towards A right now. They're banking on the fact that ENCE go for their standard short control, and that's indicated by dupreeh holding onto this HE.
What's the cue, though? Do you get a sound cue, or you just use your spidey senses?
Traditionally, they've been throwing that flash and the molly, but here they're going silent. So dupreeh's actually found a new little hidey hole.
Is he going to push long, or is he going to...
He might have to. They need information at some point.
Yeah, 40 seconds, you know nothing. Those two B players are going to be wasted resources in saving if Zipex and his saved M4 don't do a lot of heavy lifting. Does warn him off, trying to hit some sort of crazy pre-fight. He's got four people staring at him. What's he supposed to do? Survive is step one, and he baits them in nicely for Device, but he loses his life. Doto, a first test, and it's a fail. A big red F on his report card because Device has managed to do good damage. Tags up another, but Alu bails him out. Now the bomb can go down. dupreeh has an M4 just within his grasp. But Alu's holding it. A miss. Can't punish. dupreeh swings up the ramp. He's got Glaive now arriving from CT, and he's taken a crucial frag onto Sunny. Okay, Sergey making things a lot more manageable. dupreeh, quiet so far. Now he's got to play around a smoke dropped by Alu of his own design. And Alu's just hiding in his own smoke. What a rascal. He knows time is his best friend here. And so Alu just basically creates a secondary wall for dupreeh to respect. dupreeh doesn't have a kit either. At least he denies the AWP on Alu, I guess. He can't win the round.
Yeah, small consolation considering ENCE's cash right now, and that's 9 rounds.
I guess probably going to get it from the explosion.
Might get lucky with it. Let's see.
Ooh. Where did it go?
Well, that's a good question. He's running. Hey, there we go. Sergey lifts it up, drops it over, and ENCE are looking good. They are looking very, very good here. I love the pace changes. Their defaults are looking clean. They're playing off of each other well, seeing Yampy going in first and giving freedom on the entry.
Yeah, he hunted that.
He's unrelenting as well. It doesn't seem like he backs down, and I think that's always something you need in an entry fragger.
It's cool to see them making that boot camp work live from Finland. And now, hang on, long. Previously, we've seen Astralis acknowledge that they have to. What the hell? A smoke on a smoke on a smoke, and a double, not quite spray down. Zipex finds Sergey. They're getting naded and fragged, and this one feels and spells trouble. Doto on that blue bin. He's got mollies galore, and this one's a massacre. Astralis waving their flag very viciously. And, well, Alu, unfortunately, exchanging dinks doesn't favor the AWP in the repeak. And they will recover a double AWP setup. Now, finishing the 6th round is important for Astralis. A 10-5 half certainly sounds a whole lot more disastrous than a 9-6.
Yeah, 9-6, I feel like they would have salvaged it, and then they get pistol, and we're back on. Could even be tied up.
10-5, you get the pistol, then you're forced, and then already on 11, it gets awkward. Definitely feel like this one's a crucial finish for Astralis, and it does look like...
They picked up the double AWP, right? But they're not using it?
They've thrown it away.
Okay, interesting. dupreeh doesn't want to operate with that. He's actually over towards... Where is he? He's over towards B. There you go. Oh, interesting. I really thought they would have run that double AWP. So
maybe he's going to keep it for the mid-round if he needs it.
That'll be interesting. He's flashed on over. Seen no information. They put Zipex on B, so that's a change as well. And look at this. Astralis are getting aggressive through Catwalk. They want to take the fight to ENCE here, and they're fed up of being executed on. And one way to bolster your cat defense, well, have at least 2 players with a 3rd overseeing. So watch Vegas. Here's a flash in case they need it. That nade is perfect. Look at all the damage on Sunny and Yampy.
Oh, okay, Device. You are trapped here, and he's got the first. Perhaps they're trapped with him, and that's a perfect flash and a re-aggression. Astralis, it turns out, bringing the fight to ENCE, not letting them have the execute they so desire, is paying off. And oh my God, Alu, that was aggressive. He knew he had to take a chance, and the chance has come up a little short. Talking of, that's exactly where Doto and Sergey plan to finish. They've got the lineups. They'll be dropping a smoke for the wall. Maybe a strafe down CT. How brave are you, Doto? They want to get the bomb down. Device flashes for Magisk Look. He doesn't even give it to them. He goes on the 2nd. Ouch. Perfect stuff. Perfect finish. Astralis do clean it up. It's 9-6. ENCE have the lead, and convincing stuff so far from our first look at the new Finnish roster.
Get the opening frags, spelt disaster, but if they can pick up the pistol around here, we might be looking at an ENCE victory. Zipex takes a duel, cops a bit of damage, no one to fight more, flash over and away they go.
Yeah, you have to fall back, and lucky to duck in.
Look at all the nades that Astralis have invested with. That's 3 players who have utility within this round.
True, 3. No Kevlar vest, and Doto is going to get smoked by his teammates. He gets to stick around here.
This should really slow things down. They shouldn't push the issue right now, knowing that that smoke has been dropped. And we can see that Astralis is still operating with 3 of their own. If they lose some members, that is not how they want this one to unravel.
Oh, wow, 1 smoke to deter. That's a full cancel made by Astralis. They're going all the way down. They're probably going to have to stare at spawn. Smoke Xbox, that works too.
Like this.
That's going to deny a lot of info.
Okay, so they know that there's going to be so much pressure applied to Dodo, who is still stuck towards Card. Device has trapped him on in. He has the P250 in pit. Magus and Device have the smokes for the cross if they decide to go late long. But right now, it looks like they want to walk up Cat.
Oh, that's a lot of info. Bomb spotted in middle. Alu to be tested.
Oh, Magus.
Just careful. Gets away by dropping his mid-smoke. It does mean that there is a CT stack from ENCE here on A. And Doto trying to find that long presence. Glaive does pepper them. No Kevlar doesn't stop him. Alu does. So does Doto. He's found the long lurk. Crossing into the site. Doto needs another. Plays a bit further back. Yampi coming in from short. Wants a duel on Glaive, and he's got it. Oh, what a shot from Yampi. Not for the first time. And now Magisk. Lots of pressure. It's not the weapon for the job, and he has struggled to find Yampi now. Doto's very low, so the Glock has potential, but he's finished it off nicely with a P250. ENCE getting the double digits they so desire, and it's off the pistol that Astralis invested a lot into. I mean, you could see they tried long, they had the utility for a change-up, they tried it all.
Yeah, a lot of that call was on the fly, and you can just see how skittish it was as they went out mid-doors. Magus almost went down, and when he dropped his smoke, there was actually a gap, so it didn't keep them invested to worrying about the mid to B. Alu was able to come back and get 2 kills as they were flooding out bridge, and Doto dealing with Device towards pit. That was the frag of the round, because if Device stays alive in that pit position, the rotation is only possible through CT and short, and that is likely an Astralis round. So we were talking about if they get this pistol round. Well, they have, and things are looking good for ENCE here. They just have to convert against this force buy.
He's got such a typical CS player's view. Behind Device is just a big suitcase. Yeah. That's it. It's just an empty room and a suitcase.
Kind of like we're turtles.
Yeah.
We keep all of our stuff in that shell.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's an analogy that I'm not, like, in love with or plan to use again, but...
Oh, yeah, I'll refine it.
Yeah.
We'll try again tomorrow.
There's always room for improvement, Chad.
Okay, this scout, if it gets any tags, is going to soften up these players for the Deagles, but the AK-47s is where I really want to keep my eye. Zipex and Glaive, they're operating with the heavy machinery right here. First, they have to push Alu back from mid-doors, and he has an M4. Not spam, not mollied, not dealt with. Sound cues are heard. Alu can relay all this information to his team, and now they've actually smoked off mid, so he can drop back and reposition. Good nade.
Nice.
It's a little bit shy.
Very evaded by Astralis, and they are working with just those 2 rifles, so a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Glaive and Zipex to convert and find those opening kills to get the round rolling in their direction.
Now, with all that mid and short presence, you're hoping that you can isolate one player towards long, and they can do so. The issue here is Dodo jiggle peeking. As soon as he's under pressure, he can fall back towards the site. Oh, and he's left a gap. This could be a very big problem.
It's all timing. He's fully given up long.
Yeah, they've really bitten on the short. The fact it's short here.
Wow. Okay, Doto. They've got smokes for the cross as well. They just walk up long now. They're going to have a very good pace. Glaive knows he's got a gap here. Look at this. He's saying, keep moving, boys. We've got a gap. Doto suddenly realizing the error of his ways. Sunny winning the duel on short gives them a lot more space. The rest of Astralis all coming from this one direction. They can focus their attention that way. Doto under scrutiny.
5 seconds.
You need to deny the plant. There's no time for it, is there? Just in time. Dupree can't be stopped. And the round goes on. Dupree just in the nick of time gets it down. Trades keep going. Device now finding one with the scout. Puts Zipex to clutch up. The Minister has found the headshot necessary. Alu going down. He's expecting the swing up ramp and cool, calm, looking to collect 3 bullets. 1 bullet is all as Zipex needs. The last bullet from the Kalashnikov. And he lives up to the prefix. The Clutch Minister has done it again.
Huge stuff there from Zipex.
Look what they needed that, man. They really needed that.
He's been out of the game for some time. Had his debut back with the team over there in Blast and continuing to clutch up here in Beijing.
1 bullet to spare. Whew.
I know we've been segregated, but if you want to continue a bit of a storyline, Astralis are the defending champions of IEM Beijing, beating 100 Thieves last year in a best of 5. They pantsed them. They made them look silly. And so did Zipex just there. A huge clutch and a huge opening. They need that, but they're definitely
look at them. My God. 3 members of this squad are now within that P250 scary stage, especially at Deagle. I mean, one bullet is all Yampy needs to hit for 3 members of Astralis. So this is far from a guarantee, despite the early casualty of Sunny.
And Long becomes a scary prospect at this stage because of the scout.
Yeah, good point. Oh, I didn't even consider how powerful Alu's scout can be now.
He'll re-pick as well. Alu won't be afraid to go for those fights. That's the type of player he is with the sniper rifles. Magus might want to consider getting with his team and trading that MAC-10 out for an AK-47 so he can operate with something a little bit more potent. Device has done exactly that. He's dropped the scout over to Dupree. But if Magus goes down on full HP just with a MAC-10 while jumping and trying to be bait, that could be a problem. Multiple Molotovs towards short. Yampy's locked in. Glaive gets a kill, and now Astralis, they're cleaning up the mess.
Alu dropping off.
Perfect. This is perfect now. It means that the AWPer, well, the scouter in this case, can't hang around top A and harass towards long. So they should get the cross, but there's a bit of a gap here. Strong arms. Oh, not strong enough.
The healthiest member picked it up, thank God. So Astralis, though they are wounded, battered, bruised, bleeding, they don't lose a single man. And puts the 8th on the board.
And this is the unconfirmed damage that we're talking about. They can guess that the nades would have landed in bedroom and done damage, but how much? I think if you knew that there were 3 players, 4 players even, who were below 40 HP, you might actually consider it worth going to take away a few more rifles. But without that information, without that being known, they want to hold on to their goodies and keep it into the next. But Zipex, how hungry are you going to get, mate? You were the hero to get Astralis a force by victory. You don't be the villain by giving away that AK. So he's just going to secure T-spawn. And everybody's going to hold on to what they have. That means in the next round, ENCE is still going to be dangerous. That scout is such a problem, and especially in the hands of Alu. Device, final seconds, and Dodo takes him down. That is a bit of an issue. MAC-10 can be dropped across. 5-7 can be held onto. And that means 4 players on ENCE now will have something upgraded. Wonder if Sunny wants to invest at all here. Dodo's picked up a smoke. That can be used as they cross from mid to B, so Astralis don't know exactly how many players are defending that site. And it looks like they're going for the stack, but it's a flub smoke. Oh, dearie me. That is a pedestrian error right there. You hate to see it. Maybe nudged in spawn by a teammate. But some quick smokes towards long have given control to Astralis. And, well, they picked the wrong site. They've gambled the wrong way. And Alu, unless you can go absolutely huge here, my friend, I think this might be an Astralis round. Okay. Well, that's a good start. 1 kill. How many more can he get? Continuing to power down on Dupree, who's having a very rough affair here on Dust 2. They made it into the site. And they're coming through the smoke. Yampy on his own there, going for a bit of a risk. Gives Zipex a freebie to even things up 4v4. But more damage being inflicted to Device, just tickled on down. Bomb planted, and now ENCE are just looking for damage.
Yeah, and that damage is coming from Device, unfortunately. Not the fight they were looking for. Sunny, however, reveals he's got the scout now, and Magic's likely going to get finished off long range from that P250. It's all just consolation prizes, though, for the double S's against Sunny. Both lucky to find themselves with anything at this point in time.
Okay, Sergey. You don't need that, mate. You can go for a little bit more aggression here as Zipex will finish him off. And that'll be round number 9 for Astralis. Oop. Okay, so this is a big one. This is a turning point in the game for Astralis here. If they're able to pick up round number 20, not only will they tie things up at 10-10, they'll put the question in ENCE's mind of, hey, we don't have enough money to operate with a buy. Do we go for a save if we lose the bomb site within the early stages? Bit of a face palm there from Alu, but let's get this one underway as the glass cannon from the man in question. And Sergey's going to cop a tag this time, so giving them a bit of a taste of what they were dishing out. Oh, clear indication out middle. Glaive taking a bit of a risk early here. Two big picks, so Astralis basically just stealing away this round. It felt like a standard default coming through, and ENCE went to contest it on 2 different fronts, and they've lost both of those fights. Yampy, he's going to get legged as well, so this is not looking good for ENCE. Oh, through the door. Big tag, but Glaive finishes him off, and now it looks like they want to go for a B-side finish.
Yeah, well, I can't blame him. Sergey, you've been right down the middle of the pack, bro. Let's see if you can fend off an entire angry Astralis squad. I mean, finding Glaive would solve so many of his problems, and he has got perfect timing now. Yeah, that's a shame. Didn't have it in his head that he could already be popping out the tons, and so any chance of suppressing this is gone. dupree's ahead of their own smoke, and Astralis are making this T-side. If you've just joined for the second half, you may be wondering how the first half did go. We did have a 9-6, and now Astralis have closed that gap completely. It took them 4 rounds. Of course, that's how maths works. Just off the back of the pistol, second round force, and then running with it. Haven't seen them drop a round since. 4 consecutive for the Danes. And that CT side of Dust 2, Chad, it does seem like the more time passes, the more Dust 2 I watch, the more it can feel like the CT side is the one at the disadvantage. You just have so much ground to cover and so few resources to do so, especially when the money's being kept so honest. I mean, you just have to swallow this bitter pill here. It's like, well, defend, I guess.
Yeah, even with the door switch, it's still very difficult to retake in a map like this, and one where the pace changes and spawn-based CS for the Ts actually plays in quite heavily here. That kill from dupree was the final one they needed, and that was the final one of the round, as they've denied anything being carried across. Now, you're right, it can be costly because it's a map where double AWPs is always a solution, but one of the most expensive solutions we have within Counter-Strike. Lots of fans at home tuning in here today. Lounging in the lazy boy. Haven't watched Counter-Strike like that in many a year. As ENCE will have to opt for just this pistol limp in. Now, we do have a little bit of a recount here of the frags. We've got 14 for Alu, 12 for Sergey, 11 for Yampi. We have 9 for Doto and 7 for Sunny. Astralis, wow, Zipex leading the charge, 18 kills for him. It's like he wasn't even missing. Didn't even take that time off.
Yeah, where was this boy?
A little bit of an NOA stack towards mid doors there, so they might be able to catch a player from Astralis lurking up cat. It depends on if it's with the timer of the smoke or not, or if dupree decides to just frag them. Oh, it's going to be the latter. So dupree and Glaive getting the 2 openings, and this should be another round on the board for Astralis. It really feels like they're taking control of the game now.
That should have been the end of things, but now pistol frags fill the feed. It's closer than we've seen ENCE in some time, and only with the sidearms. But the bomb is making its way. Zipex has gone for the long marathon. He's so paranoid. It's actually going to work out nicely for Alu. Because he's cautious of tunnels, dupree's been called to clear it. And that does mean that Alu's got a bit of time to work on his own plan. Is there a weapon around here?
Probably on Xbox, right? Should be able to find something.
It's an AWP.
Okay, well.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
his
I got
favorite
a
weapon. He's going for it. This would be classic Alu. Most players would save in this situation. Alu wants to get stuck in.
Alu knows there's a likely close corner to check. Zipex plans to swing, so his reactions will have to be quick after that first fight. But, oh, sound cue. And just as he pulls out the nades, nightmare fuel.
Oh, well, he could have saved that AWP, but I guess he's going to buy one anyway. 6.1 in the back pocket, and maybe now we can see the impact because Yampi's bought into an AWP as well, and this is definitely a very potent defense, as you can see here just how this one kicked off. Glaive and dupree with both entry kills towards middle. It got dicey for a moment as there was pistol frags coming in from ENCE all over the map, but handled well. And another round picked up. Astralis with a clear lead, as now they do have to deal with this double AWP setup of Yampi and Alu. This is one of the interesting parts of ENCE, something that I'm quite excited to see.
And there is Device's first look at the long stack. Bye-bye, Sunny. 2 more where that came from. Forcing out some early CT utility. But how are the opening kills starting to shape up? Have you been keeping track? Because I can't help but feel that we have seen a big Astralis resurgence in that statistic category. Don't forget, Alu started off with all those door frags. It was definitely ENCE finding the openings, but here on the T side, the Danes have definitely taken control.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look right now since we've come into the second half. Astralis managed the opening kill on pistol. They lost that round. In the Zipex clutch, ENCE had the opening frag as well, and then since then, it's almost looked like one-way traffic for Astralis. Yampy with so much responsibility here, Alex. This is such a difficult task.
He's got it, dude. No worries. I'm not even worried. Yampy just needs to hit some crazy quick scopes. And, okay. Glaive has found him. Didn't even get the smoke in the feed there, so I think he just got victim by the gray screen. And this is where Dust 2 fast becomes my least favorite map.
Yeah, alongside of Inferno, for me, I'm with you there.
Yep.
Once you see these bomb sites getting taken and then we just sit here and we wait for 40 seconds as both teams have a bit of a stalemate, they just go, okay, you save, we'll win the round. We don't want to expend anything. We're going to hold on to our goodies. We're going to let our bank balance start to build. But hold up, Zipex, you're getting a bit frisky here. He's locked them in towards long. So 2 players now that Glaive's
very
here.
punishing. They've got 3,400 into the next. It will not be the rifles and AWPs that they currently have equipped. And that is a defensive smoke that confirms the suspicions. Ah. Boost? Yeah, I wonder if that gives him an angle over the door.
Should be able to try and spam here at least.
Bye, Doto.
Poor Doto, man.
Oh, brutality. And look what that's done. So Sergey can drop a rifle and then buy one of his own. It's an MP9. That's all he's willing to buy with. So let's have a look. How much could he... Oh. So we saw it from Jampy's POV.
Saw nothing.
He saw nothing. So just in case you were wondering why sometimes it feels like you got bullshitted, it's usually because you're walking through a smoke.
Yeah, and obviously if you're in that smoke, you're trying to use it to shroud your position. Well, as you come out of it, they have the advantage. And Glaive punishing in such a big way that ENCE have even had to take a bit of a timeout to talk through their options here, because if this game runs away with them and the only round they picked up was pistol, losing from that point onwards to the Zipex 4K, they're not going to be too happy about it. As we can now reflect on the frags for Astralis. So Zipex leading the charge with 19, and you can see that Glaive is doing a fantastic job. 18 for him. Device finding impact in the second half with the AWP, hitting tags. 15 kills, 12 for Dupree, who's now well and truly in the game after a very slow start. And Magisk with 10. Feels like we're back to business as usual here as Astralis have control. The AWP for Alu still threatening. We've seen a bit of a half buy from ENCE. And another opening. Zipex almost able to punish. Will get away with his life, and that pressure at least has been applied towards long.
Yeah, Jampy has met Device's AWP, and not for the first time. Just biding his time on that. And look at the space being taken instantaneously upon his demise. Dotto, only an MP9. Not fun in terms of winning a 1v1 against an AK. And that is an easy frag for Dupree. 2 frags. Again, ENCE just starting to get picked apart. Double smoke on the CT cross, or at least the one. That's the high one. So yeah, now double smokes have bloomed, and Sergey hears them coming tunnels. He's hoping that he can catch them on the jump up, and really good moves from Sergey. Get another, and he might even turn this round on its head. Oh, Device hunts him over, leaping with the Tech 9. A double kill in a very different capacity, but Alu, yeah, he's got to do what Alu does best.
Well, they're
using the
hunting this
sight,
time.
saving, as Zipex is going to go for the fight. The flash will catch him.
Oof.
And he does find it, denying the AWP and denying the dreams. They'll force the full rebuy on ENCE. And this is at the closing stages of Dust 2 and ENCE's map pick. This was ENCE in control until Astralis head over to the T side, and this one's clearly a very well-laid plan.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of big openings in the last few rounds here, and if we just reflect there on what you were discussing, we've seen Device. He's currently sitting at, I think, 4-1 in terms of opening duels, but Dupree's won 3 of his, Glaive's won 3, Zipex has won 3. Things are looking very good for Astralis here as they look to close this one out fast towards long. We go again and over towards pit. You're not even going to make it, Sergey. Taking it down. Dupree in tandem with Glaive finish him off, and long control is now for Astralis as they look to close this one out in style. With all this space, with all this territory, I'm just sure they put the brakes on now. They wait for ENCE to go for an aggressive push.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything else. ENCE came into this half with 9, and they could leave this half with 10.
I feel this is similar scenes to what we saw happen with Astralis earlier in the year, Alex. There was a tournament, I believe it was... Oh.
Go on, Yampy. Damn, Magisk is going to be a bit frustrated after that one. The AWP has just walked willy-nilly all the way. He's actually going to maybe catch Zipex.
Oh, I love this.
This is quite the push. I can't believe Zipex is tucked in anticipation of it, but he can't stay there forever. He's hoping to catch him in the black of the scope. No sound cue provided by Yampy. Zipex, this is all about a question of Counter-Strike timing, folks, and he has peeked out, catching Yampy unawares. I can't believe it. And now they can walk into B. The B player's so pushed up. Alu's not even holding it. Now he's going to knife out into the side. A miss. Maybe Alu's got a chance. Maybe. Flash is good. He tucks in. He's being pushed very heavily, and Device has found it eventually. It's a chaos.
They've rotated B. Bomb's going A.
All good for them. He's even spotted the shadow. He knows Doto, the last man, is on the wrong side of the map. This has been a bit more fluidity to some of the play from Astralis.
You know what's absolutely wild? The rotation was drawn towards the B site, and then Dupree, as he's crossing long, kills one of the players who's trying to get over to the B site with Doto, and it's man, they're everywhere. What are we meant to do? Well, I guess take their last time out.
12 players, it seems I'm playing against. But yeah, oh God, that is their last one. Good point, Chad.
Well, I wanted to just reflect, because do you remember earlier in the year, and I know we've covered a lot of Counter-Strike, but we did cover ENCE versus Na'Vi during Pro League, and ENCE actually beat Na'Vi 2-0. It was a 16-9 on Train and a 16-12 on Dust 2, and we're like, man, this is looking good. Like, it looks like they've been working hard. Alu's playing well. We were excited to see Yampi in that double AWP setup that we're talking about here on this map as well, and things were looking good. And then they kind of simmered off again. Ariel obviously stepping down indefinitely with medical leave. But again, ENCE have a good start, and then they fall off. So at least these signs to me are showing that they have decent fundamentals. But
what is that scout? So Alu's going to go for the 2 scouts back-to-back in the hopes of making some impact here. And they've gone for the Deagle and Armor alongside it. Alu knows that it's one drive-by scout shot away from getting them that early opening pick that's been eluding them. But it's against Device, and he does land his tag. He's still re-peeking through the door frame, brings Device down to 59.
If they go long, that's not the right call against these pistols. ENCE have fortified that section of the map. Doto and Sunny tucked in here. They know that Alu has that scout, so it might be a bit sheepish if they want to go for a standard A piece. They're actually walking out mid to B for whatever info they can find. Glaive and Dupree, the entry pack towards middle, looking scary. Taking space. The smoke usually would draw a couple of eyes, and it's just that. There's no bodies who are committing towards that mid to B. They're just jump spotting. You can see here Yampi's POV as Sergey deals with upper tunnels, but we still don't have a clear ending from Astralis right now. 3 postured towards middle, 1 towards upper tunnels, and Zipex dealing with the long push. So they have all of the aggressive opportunities for ENCE covered off, but we don't know where they want to finish. With the bomb in lower dark, it could be a mid to B split, and especially with all this territory that Dupree has, that would seem likely.
Yeah, and especially considering that they know they're up against a likely, not perfect buy. There isn't such a presence of a potential to be punished by an AWP. So here comes the utility. That's 3 smokes thrown in perfect unison, and it enables them to start their charge. Yampi had the tight line. Sergey trying to keep Dupree at bay. It is only Dupree, though. They're coming from the tunnel smoke, and they use it to lurk. And mid-air execution. He's been playing some Assassin's Creed. Glaive doesn't even need to have his feet planted to find the headshot. Now Doto's having a go.
Nice little find there. See how Sunny has an AK and everybody's still alive? Well, there was an extra AK and T spawn, and that's just been hoovered on up. So Sunny will carry that one through, and that's actually a very nice find as Device finds Alu. Glaive might go down. Doto with the knife.
Yes.
I love it. The balls to go for that.
Yeah, he takes those. And another. Go on, Doto. Containing the exit of Astralis. Finds Magisk and nearly wins that duel. Gets him down to 3. Finishes it off with the Deagle. Good shooting.
I get the AWP and get out of here. That would be very nice. Oh, back turn though. Zipex doesn't ever feel like he leaves T spawn.
No, Zipex is definitely going to be getting some frustrated death slams out of his positioning, but it's round winning, it's game winning, and Astralis have had a practically spotless. I almost want to call this a perfect T half. They lost the pistol and they haven't lost since.
It's kind of poetic that it's Zipex to win that clutch as well to start them on this journey.
True.
He's back in the roster. He's back doing what he's always done. And the smiles on the face there of Glaive, I think, tell the story of this one. One more round, and that's all she wrote on map number 1. We will be moving to Inferno next, but let's see how quick they can do it. Out towards long, Dupree.
Molly on the blue bin does deny some of their options. Flashes are good from the CTs, and look at that. Oh, it's absolutely perfect. That's what they've been trying to do this whole time. You get the timing. They're exposed. Their options are limited, and maybe Glaive has something to say. Goes down to Alu. Magisk can devise a 2 versus 4, and they want to go with pace here. They're not going to let the round run out. They know that they've got the CT spread out at this point. They don't want to let them stack.
Hello?
Crazy. That's a nice idea.
He has the bomb.
Yeah, I like it though.
This is crazy.
Like that mid-smoke, you're not expecting... Oh, Doto's certainly not expecting...
Oh! Timing. Dodo's best friend.
Yeah, gosh, he gets the info for free.
Good luck, Device.
Yeah, now you've got a real meal of a round to work through. Oh, Alu's found your toes. Magis does get the trade. Now they know Doto's alone on long, but the bomb's been lost. Magis has to make a choice. Drop down fast and win 2 1v1. Sergey's holding it. Good play from ENCE. And I mean, they're just putting a bow on what was started on long. Sunny getting the credit and, of course, getting 2 kills. 9 is total now. He's been relatively quiet, considering he's definitely one of the stars of this ENCE show. And we do get to see the double orbs this time. They've been brought out.
Oh, nice
Was
shot
a good
there.
shot.
Okay, so with the 2 orbs, let's see how much of a defense they can put up. Locking down long is always a key to this, making sure you can set your orbs up. You need to deal with the aggression first before the orbs can truly become deadly, and Yampi's actually taken a massive chunk of damage.
Yeah, that's no fun for anyone.
He's taking even more.
And Sergey gets out orc. Device with a left eye, crouch peek. Flubs his flash, but mission accomplished, and Dupree is ahead of a very bad smoke. Speaking of smokes, Doto's lying in wait. He should have an advantage here, you'd think. But Zipex is hidden away.
Oh, dear.
Doto likely going to be spurred forward upon the loss of his teammate. Zipex's positioning is just so frustrating. He knows what they're up to. Alu needs one here. Fast. Denies it. No one mid, he says. He really wants to take some info and take a fight. A quick scope into Device. A 2-on-3, though. It still favors the Danes. Glaive knows he has to stop that push for info. Alu coming in from one angle, and Yampi from CT. That's a hard, very hard shot, and a long plant practically confirms the round. Glaive will catch this. He doesn't go down to it, though. He gets brought down even lower to 9 HP as he gets the frag. Yampi can't do much. He hits a great shot onto Glaive, but with his HP, the margin for error, he'd have to somehow swing around 180, bang the head off Dupree. And yeah, he's just not ready for that. Let's go of his crouch key. He gets the 1 tap, but doesn't even get a chance. So, 16, Astralis taking the pick of the Finns, and doing so with style. They found every round they needed on that T side. Practically all in consecutive fashion. 1-0 Astralis. We'll talk about it more after the break. An intention. We saw this on Dust 2 as well.
Yeah, they want to opt for a lot of utility.
We saw this on Dust 2 as well.
Yeah, they want to opt for a lot of utility here. And this was something that Sean Gares actually floated as some options a couple years ago. So it's curious to see it being picked up in such a fashion. And wow, Sunny wants to kick this one off very aggressively down Banana. He's continuing to pick. A lot of this utility is just being used for crowd control.
He's got a decoy, fake decoy for Is it coffins? Okay, so they're actually just going to throw it around the corner. They need info. There's a lot more around the corner than Sunny anticipated. Still peeking on the flashes. Still, actually, I was going to say hero. No. Sunny's actually tapped away at 2 heads. And Device, he's been peppered as well. That's the no... I was going to say no armor. He's the only one with the Kevlar vest, actually. So this is perfect from ENCE. They'll be grouping up towards the A site, and there's 3 members there. Or, excuse me, 2. Need to refresh my HUD. Alu and Yampi. I don't know how they plan to overcome this. If Magic could somehow get the flank, get Sergey. Yeah, this is the jewel he was looking for. Sergey's confirmed that there is a flank coming in, and oof, easy find with the USP eventually. And back to B then. A smoke and a Molotov, it's not the worst mix, maybe towards New Box.
If they can plant, that's a win for Astralis now. This round's fallen apart very quickly.
Yeah, a Molotov kind of determines my excitement, and it's not found the frag. Device has, though. They could just get one more. The bomb could go down. Doto's denied it. That's actually crucial. So Sunny and Doto, a double respectively. And it does give ENCE the pistol round. Now, with no bomb plant, Astralis don't necessarily have the funds to slap in the 3rd round. Might see some Tech 9s and armors into our 2nd.
I enjoyed this from ENCE here because you could see the clear intention not to give up banana control. They wanted to make sure they harassed until they had a couple of picks, and by doing so, they even took down some of the members who had invested in utility. So ENCE off to a bit of a flyer here with the pistol round, but the same thing happened on Dust too, and then they lost to a clutch. But you're right, without that plant, we won't see the AKs dropped. We won't see anything at all, just grenades. So quite a conservative approach here from Astralis, and that means these UMPs should have a bit of a field day. They can pick up the majority of the kills. That will help stimulate the economy for ENCE here in round number 2, and then maybe they can get an AWP out, just depending on how many frags they find for Alu as quick as you like, or if they don't, if they keep it clean, maybe they can go for a bit of a bonus. But let's see. How good are the Glocks of Astralis? Molly towards Device. He's not long for this world. And a great little setup here. Sunny and Sergey chiming together, working together, and continuing to press forward. Oh, they're both dinked.
They are. Maybe the Glocks could overrun them. They just have to hit the first shot. He wasn't far off his crosshair, just a little shy of the mark. And Glaive trying to finish the job. Sergey doesn't really flinch. 9 HP, stands his ground and gets the USP frag. So, ENCE, weather the storm of the full Glock eco.
Ooh, Alex, Sergey has 4.9k, meaning he could drop an AWP over to Alu. He's gone for an M4. I'm surprised they didn't try and bring the AWP out earlier. We know how potent Alu can be on the AWP on the CT side. He loves to pick towards middle, goes for those mid-round kind of duels, and that makes life very, very janky. But keeping it conservative, ENCE, so operating with 3 SMGs, 1 M4, and a FAMAS up against 5 AK-47s and a light smattering of utility from Astralis. Let's get this one underway because we get into the business rounds very, very quickly.
Yeah, here we go.
One of the things Astralis might struggle here with is the amount of utility damage they can pull off on the T side. They don't know what setups they'll be working against. ENCE could have retooled completely.
Yeah, Magiska's tagged up Sunny, so he's vulnerable, and Sergey's burnt down to a crisp. B's open through flame and bullets. Alu only a UMP. His timing will be everything. The flash won't be there. He tries to peek on the smoke, but not a big enough gap to be too punishing. Astralis still have every man they need. And Jesus, those speculative shots weren't far off, and though they're suppressed, Magis traces them nicely. Does catch and punish. Yampi trying to retreat, and Vice didn't quite manage to maintain the spray, so it likely will be the save call made. Yampi just trying to keep hold of what he can.
It's not a lot to save, but it's better than nothing here. ENCE getting beaten down towards top banana. As I was just saying, they're going to have problems with utility damage. Sergey basically burns to death. Dodo seeing if he can trap them in and pick up a frag on the exit, but he's actually made a footstep, and that's been heard. Dupree on high alert and hits a high headshot as that'll be another gun ripped out of the hands, and now it's just Yampi with the FAMAS over towards CT Arch. There's nobody close enough to take this away, so he will get the option to carry this through. And as the $1,400 loss bonus for ENCE begins, we won't be seeing a very, very potent buy into round number 4.
I mean, let's not forget, Sergey came into this round with so much cash. He dropped an M4. That was to Sunny. We saw how little damage and impact Sunny was able to have with it. So that's going to make him feel definitely a little hard done by. He's got 1,800 into the next round. And so Astralis definitely a big swing of momentum in favor of them into our 4th round of play.
Yeah, so as long as Astralis can keep this clean, they can begin to establish their T side. Now they're going into the next round with full utility. And ENCE have all in. So this is quite a push here. They've upgraded some rifles, SMGs, Deagle for Sergey at best. This is a very important round for ENCE in the early stages, and that's a miss Molotov.
That is a bit of a mistake. I don't know if it's going to be punished too much. Now, they have the flash pulled, but no one's there on the half wall just yet. The nade definitely bodes much better. They're going to do this partnered with the retake smoke. So no molly, but the nade could very well do good damage just over the roof into Glaive's face. So he's brought down to 68. Softens him up for the Deagle action later. Taking apps control as well with the bomb leaning B. They want to try and keep those CT's feet planted on A. And with so much time left on the clock, actually, Ali's soft rotated to B. He's come to back them up. Does have an M4 and no nades. They need to flash reaggress. They need an opening kill. And Astralis are aware of that. Hiding behind the half wall, it does mean you're not going to get caught by the flash. Oh, it's perfect timing. Just as they boost on the half wall, they can drop off in time. And Astralis will survive the initial reaggression. More damage. This time the HE chipping away at Sunny. Regrouping towards the A site. Don't forget Alu rotated in. Hi, Dupree. Oh, by Yampi. He does land the dink, but it's M4 v AK, and the AK does do that one-shot headshot Enough to seal the deal of the first. Now trying to fake the B rotate. And Magisk has gone down. Now Device needs to convince them that they're going B, and that frag should be enough. Alu's on the site as well. Device running in. Trying to pull any rotate off he can. He doesn't check his corners. Oh. And Alu's got a crucial frag. Maybe there's damage to be done. Doto, what are you made of, my man? Sergey's on the site as well. 10 seconds. The bomb on Glaive. Wait.
What is going on?
The bomb's going B. With 1 second to spare, they plant it. Alu rotated off. He feels like a right plum.
He thinks it's A.
Ah.
Yikes.
They got play. I thought that was their round to win after the death of Device, but they pivot just in the nick of time. Doto and Sergey were in such power positions to deny that plant. 8 seconds as Glaive turns the corner on Banana. That was intense, but it's actually enough to win them the round.
Where did they see the bomb for Alu to commit to that rotation? That is wild.
Do you have Skybox running?
Yeah, let me see if I can find this and work this one out.
We can just learn together.
Because that was a very odd rotation there from Alu.
So do pre-frag Yampy short.
But the bomb was on Glaive the entire time.
Bomb was on Glaive the whole time, yeah, absolutely. When did he start his relocation?
All right, so I've got it up right now. So at this point, Alu's just killed a player in B. Now there's action going down on A, more flashes. Alu's left. I'm surprised that Glaive's footsteps weren't audible because he was noisy the whole time. So I'm not quite sure what drew them over from A. Look, there was so much investment. I'm going back a couple seconds here. So you can see flash over, Zipex fighting, but he's on his own. He's keeping 2 of them busy, and he's even drawn the rotation.
Jumped out of the balcony. I mean, that was perhaps enough for them to say, yeah, must be A.
Yeah, okay. Well, they saved the guns at least.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker for ENCE, though. They did all the hard work, and they just get caught out by the positioning and decision-making of Glaive. One of the world's best in-game leaders. It's the best team to ever do it. And that is Device making quite a strong case for another round on the Astralis board. They've picked off 1 on Coffins, a quick 1 tap of his AK-47. 2 armored M4s, an MP9 for Doto, and that's the only kit as well, so his positioning will have ramifications. Looking to deny Brackets control. And it's not like Doto can fight for Brackets. He's just going to have to kind of let it happen.
Yeah, he needs to hope that they all line up and are flashed and probably not looking at him to.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't like how long your list is. I really don't.
It's not the checklist we're looking for.
It's a pit smoke. I've been trying to get a pit smoke in my repertoire. I don't have one.
Where's he, Rush? Is he tucked in towards the bench, in towards middle, aiming at the flower pot? And it is indeed. So that looks like a simple one, as long as you get yourself a bit of a jump Rooney.
Yeah, I got a jump Rooney. And Yampy blocking them and knifing them!
Are you serious, Yampy?
Strafed it! He actually gets $1,500 knife kill onto the Dane, the only one though. The rest are going to save the M4s. I mean, that's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's a great way to exit the round here for Yampy. Look at how much cash he's working with. The loss bonus as well as even built on up to make it so he's going to be dealing with bucket loads. And Astralis, they're not looking to chase. They've just fortified the A bomb site, making sure there's no retake potential, no ninja defuse possible whatsoever. And Sergey and Alu are going to continue to do what they have been doing and save those guns. So it's only 1 death for Alu so far. Just boosting up to make sure that they can take the least amount of damage possible. Magus might want to get in on this action. Hello. Bomb goes off. 3rd round on the board for Astralis as they continue their T-sided campaign. And now the guns can come back on out for ENCE, and we might see a full buy. Yampy has enough if he wants to drop an AWP over towards Alu, and there it is. Actually, Doto's currently got it, so let's just make sure they're able to shift their weapons around. And a timeout taken from ENCE. And I like the timing of it, knowing that now you're about to get underway with the big weaponry, have everything that you hopefully desire off of all those saves, carried across guns.
So, I don't want to say Dust, I've got similar tingles to Dust too, but ENCE getting the first 2 rounds and then the Astralis machines whirring into action.
Check this out, Alex. This is from round number 4 where we had all the confusion. So Device runs in all on his own. So at this point, if Alu clears it, which he is doing, it's oh, nobody's home. All right, I better rotate. It's not here. He was just selling the fake. And I swear that Glaive would have been audible there because there was not enough time for him to be shift walking into the site. So a bit of a brain fade from Alu potentially. Might have to go back and watch it in the demo just to see exactly what he saw and exactly what he heard. But Astralis really got away with one there.
They really did. Just stole it from them. Daylight robbery. See the power of that half-wall smoke does stop any punishes off the back of that util, which has definitely punished, and there's more where that came from. Oh, it's perfect util usage from ENCE this round. We've managed to bring Glaive and Magisk down to 31. Now very softened up for this push, but the half-wall flash is still lined up. He's got it cooked and ready. It would have been a perfect flash onto Sergey, but now a close half-wall Molotov will spur them forward, or make them respect it. They've opted for the latter option. Bomb retrieved again. And this quad boost, they've got 3 players leaning A so heavily that if anyone from Astralis wants to deny mid-brackets, it's probably going to be lethal. I mean, you will lose your life in pursuit of that information.
Yeah, the trades here don't look like they're going to fall in their favor.
Oh, that's a molly, though, that does stop Alu holding the line.
Oh, it's been fluffed.
Oh, they missed it.
Flashes are good.
Yeah, but it's not enough to deny mid-control. Maybe Glaive with a full commit. Oh, he's gone down. Alu's holding A. That's enough for the info for them. And look how fast Alu's going. He pulled the trigger a second ago. He's already on long. He likely will rotate on the next call from B.
Great smoke as well. This is denying a lot of access.
25 seconds, Astralis. Where are you going? Feels like B. Alu's not moving the muscle. Sunny wants info, and he does find one, expecting more. But up A they come, and this time the CTs are in the right places. They're not falling to the silly reindeer games. Astralis, you haven't got time for this. Alu's punished them. They just don't have any time. They'll have to back away. Stop the hunt. Sergey's got him. And this is a perfect round from ENCE. They will equalize 3-3. Astralis just getting strung out across the map, and a big part of that was the B denial. Sunny and Sergey doing a great job.
Yeah, very good utility usage there, and it was also the positioning that you pointed out over towards quad side. So 2 key parts of ENCE's defense. They're both operating at full capacity to make sure they can get the third and tie things up. As Astralis do have enough money to buy back in, and now ENCE need to string another one together to build a bank on their side. Alu's still carrying that AWP. There's 2 defuse kits in play and full utility. That's round number 7. It might be a bit of a brawl because this looks faster from Astralis. They're sending 4 players through second middle, spamming through just to obscure some footsteps and make sure there's no holes present. So they're going for the same setup. Yampy up on the balcony. He wasn't spotted. Alu AWPing quad. This does leave a massive gap over towards the arch side. But this can't be identified for Astralis. Even if you did your homework, well, you can't. This is the first time this roster's ever playing.
Yeah. Flash is great. Toto can't help. And Zipex gets down. What on earth? He's tucked in. Oh, he's pulling out nades. Put them away, young man. Magisk and Glaive have kept the round competitive. 3 CT's bodies litter the battlefield. Bomb goes down. Magisk, oh, he could have been spotted on that gap. I think Sunny just pulled out a little too soon, and Magisk was the one to drop that smoke to re-lock them out on long.
Oh, it should be a save, but it looks like they're looking for a kill at least. You can see that Sergey has now come over to meet his teammate in Sunny, but unless Astralis offer them up a misplay, ENCE will have to hold on to their guns. It's just the right call, considering where Doto and Alu's cash is at. They will be able to buy in the next round, but not if they lose these, and there you go. They've called off the dogs.
Yeah, boy.
And they'll just hold on to those 2 M4s. So as quick as you like, those 3 players over towards pit and quad side fall, and that's the round. It's simple as that. There's not any real nuance to it. But I like the play from Astralis. They're making sure they're able to make something a bit more decisive. It's not just the defaults they're operating with. Alu almost made it interesting with picking up that AK. If he gets Magus, well, that round's on like Donkey Kong. But
out of interest, what do you think Zipex was going to try and molly? You know, he's pulled out his molly when he's dropped mini pit. Like, what on earth? To sight, maybe?
Yeah, I think either or a deep one over towards the arch side to make sure they can't push and help out the teammates while they're getting whittled on down, just to slow the rotation. I
just wanted to understand the thought process, because I've never thought about pulling out a nade as I've leaped out a balcony.
Oh, this aggression's been spotted.
Yeah, that's a big load of info, and Dupree, he's locked Doto in. What are you supposed to do?
Help me, guys, please.
What are you supposed to do? Device finds him eventually. Trying to smoke himself out of trouble. Dupree's presence was enough, and a very interesting smoke from Device. Just basically said, both teams saying, please don't go middle.
Yeah, so they've been able to negate one another, and look at the B bomb site. You've only got Sunny over here, and he's not even in the bomb site whatsoever. So if it is a B finish...
Smoke B from there. He can smoke off B from there.
Yeah, I think, however, even if he was to throw it, they will just save. Being down a man again, Astralis marauding into the site. He would need to get a couple here as they cross through the smoke.
Or push through the smoke and get a double spray down as they plant.
It'd be audacious.
He tried to catch the planter. Magisk uses that trace of fire to track him. Or to trace him.
Well, that's going to be the rounds. Is again, ENCE will have to hold on to their upgraded weapons, and this time there's a prized possession in the AWP from Alu. They need to find him some impact. Maybe let him off the leash a little bit to go for some uncharacteristic picks against the defaults, but now that he's missed that shot, they know where he is, and the money is good for Astralis. They can start chasing.
Okay, yeah, that's a big frag from Yampi, being able to confirm that the apps is currently uninhabited. He's actually walking into Device's AWP here. And a hard shot to hit, and he's taken another big frag from Yampi. That's actually going to enable the double AWP setup that otherwise, financially, was just never going to happen. They got $2,400.
Be interested to see if they actually want to operate with this. Yampi looks like he's holding on to it, not going back for the AK. So the double AWP setup against Astralis, the reason this is very risky is their utility usage is on point. You're either going to be flashed, naded, Molotovs, or smoked off of your line. It's very unlikely that they give you a window. And if you can find one, well, you better make sure you hit your shot. You can't be hitting a couple of sitters like we saw Alu do just there.
I like the Alu mid-peak. I don't know if he's going to go for it. It looks like he is heading that side. But he's one of the few players that tends to get away with it very commonly.
Check out this setup. It's a double AWP A defense. This is unusual.
Yeah, I bet it's actually got some legs, though. Lots of util does deter them. Oh, Magisk burning down. It's a cruel reality. A small variation in that safe spot you found. No longer safe. A slightly different molly. Suddenly, your little safe haven, your patch of green. Not so good. It's a big opening frag for ENCE. They needed that. And let's got this. I'm intrigued by a double AWP A setup because you can see there are gaps. Alu's holding middle, and he'll just take cursory looks towards the boiler walkout. It's not a risk many teams take dry. So you can see their angles do technically cover the entire A site. I don't fancy Dupree's chances. He has the right eye peak here, but can't be quick reactions. God damn, nearly. And pushed on. Device anti-flash and connects. That's a big start. Knowing that the B defense were trying to get information, suggesting that now they can work their way, worming through these smokes.
Oh no,
Good catch. Yeah, and Zipex did get tagged, but it's not enough to convert lethality. Yampi, middle of nowhere, but still hitting the shots necessary. Needs to stop Glaive from hunting. And it's a good Z-axis angle that really was uncomfortable for Yampi. Does enable the bomb to go down. They flood into the site. Sergey coming in from spawn. We got Doto up mid. And it's a very familiar set of circumstances. There is still a smoke on Device. If Doto goes down, big frag. Device has managed to fall, and now they've got full util on Doto. He can release flash to set up Sergey. Zipex is low too. Molly, they can walk up short now. Glaive not known to be the AWPer, but he hits the shot necessary, which means it's all onto Doto and low. Very uncomfortable scenes. Glaive's holding the hay bales push. Bomb's half gone. Maybe, oh, barrel. A freebie. Glaive's giving it to him. He smokes on the bomb. Zipex on Graveyard. He's going to go for the full hold, or it's a fake. Draws the fire. Zipex has got enough. And the 1v1, one out. That's the first frag we've actually seen from Zipex in the kill feed, and it wins the 1v1, puts the 6th round on the board. 6-3, Astralis starting to run away with things similar to that of their Dust 2T side.
Oh, all right. That one could have really, really gotten out of control for Astralis there. Because they identified that the AWP was over towards pit, or at least halls within the early stages, they probably thought there wasn't one over towards arch side. So as soon as Alu pips that shot, and he goes down, they must start just flooding in, thinking that the site should be clear. But hold up, we've got some aggression, we've got some nukes down mid.
Yes, nades and pistols charging middle. Device has handled the banana side. There's more where that came from. The Molly's holding them at bay. He really wants to solve this mystery.
Oh!
Finds the answer.
Flash from Zipex as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. Using the underpass to catch him off guard. And now Alu, well, he's got his knife out. Device can hear him. So 3, 2, 1. We've got a 7th. Astralis connect. Dupree digs him out of trouble. It does get scary when you lose the early casualty, and then there's so many uncertainties as to how much ground they've covered, what's safe. You either have to slow down or, as Dupree did, bring the fight to them. He had the advantage. He had the weapon. He had the armor, and he made good use of it. Every schmeckle they could possibly scrape together now from ENCE. Max loss. No surprises there, as it's 4 rounds in a row from Astralis.
Smiles on the faces of Dupree now. He was having a frustrating time in the early stages of Dust too.
Yeah,
so
thanks to Alu.
Yeah, good to see him alive and kicking, as
Wow, Sergey, you're going to cop some nades. You're going to cop, and almost an early death. He's on 15. Can he get out? Flames surrounds him, and the nades, they're even better. Astralis, they trade back, and this favors the T's as banana pressure is quite clear at this stage. A shot to the back of Magus, just keeping him in check, as dupreeh will pick up the bomb. They haven't lost control right now, Astralis, of window room or halls, but they don't know that. It's a very defensive setup from ENCE, who are now operating with very little information. You can see Alu on the arch side with the AWP. He's maintaining bracket control, and it's just this man on your screen, Sunny, lonesome over towards B.
It's worth noting how they've parked Device in that corner.
You can hear the rotations through Speedway.
Ingo was his name-o.
Okay, so a smoke towards top middle will give Alu a little bit more time to continue to maintain this mid control. He can walk up towards quad side, and to deal with that will be Dodo on the balcony, but now Device is looking for a pick. If he gets this kill, B's open. Oh, he has. Look how simple it is.
Simple for him. Well, that's the A rotate locked in. Alu's got to go and respect that. Yampi's going, Doto's going, and it's going to be an A finish. This is a heartbreaker. Device continuing to make a convincing case. Yampi trying to take control. Doto's still second-guessing it, though. He heads back to library, but what are Astralis doing?
They've
Guys,
overcooked the
20 seconds. What is your plan? Okay, Device decides to hit the wall bang.
Going back to B.
They are with 18 seconds. Unless Alu hits the shot to deny the bomb plant, that's dupreeh.
We got smokes for spawn. It shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't. 10 seconds. High flash. The bomb's going across now. Can't be denied, surely. He's hoping they don't push in. Oh, the bomb goes down, but the spray is there. Doto. Device would have to ace to clutch it. He's found an elevated position. He's holding it. 3 seconds. Device doesn't spray. He doesn't have it. Oh, just in the nick of time. My goodness. Device. He's done it all. A round that starts and ends with him.
Oh my God, oh my God.
New addition from ENCE. Doto makes it damn close.
All right, well, I was teeing this up, and this was something I wanted to highlight from a previous round, but that one just got out of control. So this was where they pushed mid with pistols. So check this out. They take down Magus. Now, what I want to highlight is that supportive flash. Look where Zipex is when he throws this flash to set up dupreeh. Over towards the balcony position in second mid. Now, here's the hero. The flash in the sky, it goes off, and you've got everybody blind here. Even the player back towards top mid. Alu is flashed during this, and now you can see dupreeh comes up, and he picks up all 3 of those kills. But yeah, that round that just happened was absolutely mental. I cannot believe that.
I hope the replays show Doto's push, because that was nearly like a second short of being a round winner.
Yeah, sorry everybody. The reason we don't get the replay there is my bad.
No, I'm sure
I'd already teed up that.
It'll come.
That old skybox. So insane stuff. As now the scoreline is 8-3. That was an exciting round, but in terms of the context of the game, Astralis have won the half, and now it's a matter of damage control. How many can ENCE avoid getting pounded on here? Well, that's a great start.
That works.
This could be better. Look at that, well handled. Alu's down to 1.
In case anyone had forgotten that Device is one of the world's best riflers as well.
And this is one of the things I've been noticing more out of Astralis since Magus is actually doing the majority of the in-game leading, is Device, or maybe it's just the meta shift itself, is taking a lot more fights, a lot more duels with the AK-47s as opposed to the AWP on the T side. It's great to see.
Hey, dude, you've got really good aim and you're good at Counter-Strike. I think I'd like you to use the AK-47 for a bit.
And it makes sense when you can see him getting some great openings and some great clutches as Astralis now. They're tidying this one up. They've got the brooms. They're sweeping away ENCE and any of the danger that they may have been posing in round number 12. Scoreline will be 9-3.
They're jumping out of apps, bringing the bomb from A apps at 20 seconds. That's not even for the first time.
It looks like they're overthinking it in some of these situations. Yeah. But I suppose when a teammate has the whole bomb state, it's like, hey guys,
yeah, you feel like a bit of a plum if you run into A and there's the last 3 CTs are there. So I can understand it.
I just hate the time on the clock they're doing it. If that was me as an in-game leader, I would be panicking. But that's why I'm on this side. I don't have to freak out anymore. I just get to sit here and...
Well, we can just, you know, like watching a firework display, just make sound effects.
I like the fizzy one.
Yeah. I like I was about to call it the wagon wheel. I always forget what it's actually called. Pinwheel.
Pinwheel.
Yeah, you get a nail, you put it on the fence post. Okay. It just spins and makes lots of sparks.
All right, well...
10-year-old me loved it.
We're going to get what we wanted, everybody. Here's the replay. So Device coming into B. Cracks open the head of Sunny, gets a spam kill through the glass panes, and this is where it gets interesting. Doto, 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2...
Oh, only just.
Man, honestly. And the fact the device doesn't adjust to the potential for that elevated defuse. Doto tried every trick in the book.
Good crack.
Really good crack. Flashed himself through. That was one-man army. And a good sign of life from Doto. Alu tries to take the same risk he did with a scout with a glass cannon AWP. I'm baffled that he's got the confidence to go for that. Now, Device has been an absolute nuisance for Sunny. You can see his KD, 5 to 10, and I reckon Device responsible for many of them.
Look at all this space. They don't even know he's pushed up this far.
He is. And he's going to catch him. Sunny's so low. Device admittedly confirms it's 3B. Glave's going to scoop up the bomb. Magic pivots quickly as well. Doto realizes that info may very well have been guarded and drops his smoke. Alu's rotating in as well. The lurk smoke drops on the bulk, but they're not necessarily walking through it. That's Zipex's responsibility. Alu fills the long gap. Yampi and Doto establish a crossfire for short. Doto, mate by is Zipex, and he does manage to get not only that, but the call on Yampi. Dupree can get the frag if Zipex doesn't steal it from him first, and again, looking brutal. Good nade damage, doesn't finish off Zipex though, and so the save call is made once again. ENCE and their CT sides, they've been having a fair share of woes here against a coordinated Astralis.
And this was to be expected. We came in with ENCE on a 5-map losing streak on Inferno, and never a map that they've looked relatively convincing on. And Astralis, I believe I said they had won 7 on the trot. And obviously, Zipex, he's only been back for Blast, and now the kickoff here within Beijing. But they've won that map twice in Blast. I think one was an overtime affair and the other was a drubbing against MIBR 16-5. And the best they can muster now within this first half will be 5 rounds, but it's difficult to see how they're going to get there. Everything that they've thrown at them, it hasn't been working out, and I think Astralis, they're just having a good time with this one. Bomb goes off, round gets marked up on the board, and the scoreline 10-3 as we see Zipex with 2 huge opening kills onto that A site. Takes the first, finishes off the second there, and, well, the smoke towards Moto means there was no way back in. The save had to come through, and it didn't look like there was a lot of action in the round, but sometimes that's the way they go. You can see some surprise there on the face of Sunny. And back underway. So round
14.
number 14, yeah.
This is where I really want to see ENCE. If you want to stay competitive, coming into the T side, I have no doubt that they will be able to hang, but overcoming that 12, I think that's a number that's just too far gone.
Oh, for sure.
Got to keep Astralis. It's just under wraps in some capacity. Alu is probably one of the best candidates to do so, and an aggressive stance in the apps.
I like this.
Yeah, I like the way this could very well translate. Hang on, that's a great molly.
Oh, it's getting saucy.
Yeah, Sunny and burning. Great spread. He just gets cooked, and that's like the 4th Molotov kill we've seen.
They might not clear Sergey now.
Really? Didn't. And actually, the frag translates nicely. Zipex is getting pressured by the apartment's push. Oh, wow, and they win it. This is big from Yampi. Alu, quick reactions as well. Everyone's independent duel has gone their way. And for the first time in quite some time. Oh, Yampi's expecting this very nice angle. Can't stop Yampi. Double kill. Glaive goes down. And, well, Device has been great. 17-7 his scoreline, but
this would be the ace.
This would be another ace 1v4 clutch. Not many of them on record.
He has time to do this, but not enough utility and really no map control. We can see that there's a gap up mid, and I like what ENCE are doing right now. They've tucked 2 players in towards pit. One of them's Doto, one of them's Yampi, who's been a bit of a hero in this. So they're just looking to deny the plant, and that's the best way to play out a situation like this. Can even give him site control. Just make sure he doesn't get that bomb down. 16 seconds. Device is in.
What? They might give him a chance here. Confirms Doto's there. Trying to plan. Yampi's close on the site, though. 7 seconds. Device will not get that bomb down. He tried his best, looking for a frag, and he gets... Oh. Okay, Yampi. Finishes his triple off with a lovely knife kill. Puts $1,500 in his bank account. He won't be complaining about that, but this was the push. It's nice to see just a change of pace from ENCE.
Yeah, and they had aggression banana and towards second middle, so 2 points where they were taking the offensive, and it gets them around. Yampi, in a game that they are losing, 10-4, has 2 knife kills.
Yeah, and he got one of them in the bloody smoke.
That's wild here, and I love the flair from Yampi. It's good to see some players still trying to go for those risky maneuvers. Now, it's not always the way to go, but it makes it exciting for us as we get the last round underway, as Device does have an AWP. Won't be operating with that AK towards Banana.
We get a T-side orb. They're going to be a different look from Astralis, that's for sure.
Oh, he didn't see Alu.
He didn't, and he goes down to it.
It's a 4-on-4, and ENCE find themselves in a two-man split. Sergey and Sunny towards B. Yampy and Alu
It's so
towards
passive.
A.
Look at that. Sunny is so ready and willing to rotate. He's just going to be holding a flash for his teammate. Now thinking better of it.
I would like to see Astralis just execute here. They've brought out a smoke. Sergey has one to work with, but in the 4-on-4, they know that they're likely to isolate the Jules.
Got it, bro. So Device is going to set himself up to try and...
He's getting an AK. Here you go.
Very nice.
He left himself a gun, so now he can be a little bit more Rumble Johnson in this one.
So he's going to hold T-ramp with the AWP, but change of plans. AK picked up. 2-2 setup. Technically, favors Astralis. Smokes off the long side. Hoping that that causes paranoia, but Alu's info middle suggests there's nothing there. And here comes the BXX. Sergey, Sunny, about to be tested. It's Device who again draws first blood. 18 frags. And they've found another. Sergey gets sussed out. Molly will deny the plan unless they want to opt for an alternative, and that is more vulnerable to an Alu shot. Damn, two, not far off the mark, and he just jumps through the smoke. Device, new lease of life, grabs the AWP off of his cold dead hands. Yampy just looking to try and make a bit of impact, but it's an 11-round half. Astralis, firm control, and heading into the defense, looking to add another to the list of their Inferno victories. It's a second too late, enabled Astralis to convert it though, and convert they shall. Look at JG.bet, my God, full faith in Astralis and full util on the pistol. Astralis love it.
Yeah, really investing heavily here, and these nades, we've been seeing them smashing down bomb plants time and time again. Can be used on either side, but if Zipex goes down early, it might make that a little bit more difficult. He spots out one, calls for a rotation, and Glaive will be making his way over quickly. Got two towards the end of apartments for Astralis here, while Device on 19 frags has to deal with mid. There's no other player right now for Astralis who has double-digit kills.
Yeah, and he's nearly got 20.
Insane.
That is a Device-like performance. Great nade. Look at the timing on that nade. Doto loses all of his health. That's over 150 damage dealt. Pushing up long.
Oh, they got mid to B.
That's a one-tap headshot. Glaive has cut them down to size, and there's more where that came from. Yampy confirmed to be wrapping into the site. And Glaive's got a deep smoke.
Smokes.
Deep smoke. They have to push through it. He needs to contest it. Double push, and both are under pressure. Finally, Glaive goes down. Good damage, but it's not enough. Yampy's practically winning this on his own.
Well, now the smokes are used against
And he's
Astralis.
picked up a nade. That nade can play in nicely if they could just stop it. Oh, good shot. Device has once again made things awkward. 20 seconds, they need to plant, but to cross back is Magisk. He has their cross. They can't even pick up the bomb without fighting him. Sunny bails them out. He got the first. Dupree needs to stand and fight, delivers the first. Sergey now 1v2. Double Ds. Looking to round this one out. And pushing in is Dupree. Letting him take two 1v1s.
Wow, that was almost very, very awkward for Astralis there. Both smokes that got dumped, one towards Banana, one towards CT, almost locked their retake out. The bomb could have gone down, and we may be looking at a completely different scenario. But the defuse will come through, and they've actually opted to give it to Device so he can get a little bit of extra cash to splash, because ENCE with that plant, it's likely we see them drop some AK-47s across or go for a Galil buy. And the reason I said that the bomb within the early stages there was spotted, it gave them enough time to set up for this. They knew what the indication was from ENCE and where they wanted to finish. And then as that smoke faded, Yampy gets caught out of position.
Yampy like started his plant.
He's like, uh-oh.
Took a glance, saw the smoke fading and just couldn't tuck in time. Device did well.
Yeah, so at this stage, ENCE need to bounce back because the game will get away from them very quickly. They've actually opted to go for the eco, so this means Astralis, with their upgraded rifles and SMGs, should be finding themselves their 13th. Not too many dramas whatsoever. It's just about keeping it clean. So smoke, deep one, Molotov, good as well. And double nades over towards T stairs as everybody from ENCE is playing far enough back. They've listened to the in-game leader and coach for once. As, don't push up close. There might be some nades coming. And they've been able to avoid that chunky utility damage from Astralis here. Now, we do see these rounds with the Glocks and the T sides in
the recent meta love to just play it slow. And the reason for that is the CTs still have to respect what's on the other side. They're operating from the darkness, so they will throw out their utility, smokes, flashes, Molotovs, and HEs to crowd control, find damage, and help dissuade any attack. But it's all going to be 5 members with Glocks now patrolling up through the boiler room. Halle going late hauls, 4 will be out middle. And quickly, as you like up quad, Magus might get a bunch here. It's a bit late, but they mop it up. Only 1 frag for Yampy there. SMG's getting the lion's share of the kills. That's going to be good in terms of the economy for Astralis as we move into round number 18. But this is do or die for ENCE. If they drop this, they give the AWP and those AK-47s over to Astralis, who are operating on a bit of a bonus round with 2 SMGs carried through. Well, we may as well close this one down because Astralis, we've mentioned this is one of their home maps. It is their pick, and after picking up Dust 2, 16-11 after a fantastic T-half.
Yeah.
Looking like this one might be over quickly here today.
And, I mean, all while we have Zipic's top frag performance on Dust 2, and then a Device top frag performance here on Inferno. They're just taking it in turns to have a dominant map.
All right, well, no utility damage over towards Banana again, as it's just Yampy in this logs position. There's no nades to blow him up anymore. They're just operating with smokes now, so it's all down to the time and the decision-making of ENCE. Astralis are fantastic at holding on to their nades when they know it is a slower play, but once again, ENCE are operating out of a black box since the addition of Dodo and Saw, but it hasn't helped them so far on Inferno. More speculative shots up towards Banana just to have a clear indication that there is somebody home. Shouldn't go much further than this Device.
Really? You actually could time Sunny. Oh, on the reload. That's one nasty first blood to concede. And Device, is he going to get away with this? He does. Dips away and can go and tuck into the site now. Mission accomplished. You've got the numbers advantage. But Glaive's rotate looks a little late. They're turning the corner long now. Glaive arrives on the arch.
It's just an SMG.
Just an SMG beating Yampy. And he's even managed to chip away at Doto. He gets across. Aloe losing a bit of health as well. Doto hits a crucial shot, but he needs more. Device gets flashed off, and that's a great shot. Doto just needs to find Magisk now, but disrespect from Dupree. He pushes the library smoke just as they start having an advantage, and can try and plant Sergey. I respect it, but that's a free AK upgrade, and Dupree might even see Zipex grab a big zoom banger.
Oh, that's nightmare scenario because that was the investments from ENCE now being used against them. And without the plant, they're operating with very little cash here, ENCE. This was the timing of Device. Just taking the game on his own accord. There's no rhyme or reason to that. Just going for information, finding a frag, and setting them up for another round. This one here, quickly running away from ENCE. 2 more, and this one is done and dusted. They forced it in again. It's a UMP, it's a Galil, it's a Deagle, and 2 AKs. Utility, not a lot of that. Would take a slip up from Astralis here to see ENCE even putting any more rounds on the board. They're in control of the economy. They're in control of the scoreline. They're about to be in control of Banana.
Look at him go. Yampy's so hungry for something. He has managed to get them the opening kill just through the flames. So disconnected from his squad. Unfortunately, there's nothing to be profited from that. Now Device is actually set up with full info Banana. If you want to challenge him, you will meet his AWP. And again, rattles off a shot. It echoes
That's the bomb.
Inferno.
Look where the bomb is.
Yeah, he's even got a deep smoke, dude. I don't know why he hasn't considered just completely and totally denying the retrieval of that with a deep smoke, but he's got his AWP as well to do that.
There's a gap?
Oh, he catches him mid-air. Sergey, just a slight visual.
Oh,
it's
it's a
to back him
nightmare.
up. Yeah, this is just put a fork in it. It is done. ENCE have just hit a bit of a wall that is Astralis. It's painted red, it's painted white. But it's a very strong wall as Astralis' defense. And after finding all the things they need on the T side, this is just feeling like a formality. It was 11-4 half for those of you that missed it. Astralis have come in with a pistol victory, albeit through 3 unarmored CTs. They've been making it work with the util, and yeah, that's
Pretty accurate.
pretty accurate summation of ENCE's mental state right now.
All right, well, it's an all-in. It's a Hail Mary. It's a fast B, at least with a couple.
He found the entry again, Alex. He's done his best on that Yampy. He's looked like a very good opener for them, but they don't have anybody to close.
Yeah, here we go. People taking individual duels and winning it. Sunny finds them. Yam's player, but
come on, Device. Give the guy a break.
Torping in the site, or is he flanking me with a CZ75? Oh, what a nasty death for Sunny to concede. They are coming his way.
Oh, he didn't get a gun. Oh, no.
He'll have to defend with only a CZ and 9 bullets. He can hear them above him. Magisk has found him. The comms are good. Sergey spotted. Magisk just takes it in turn. And this will be all onto Alu. What a quick finish to Inferno we've got here. Oh, absolutely picked apart. Device has lost his AWP. Maybe it cost him his life here. Not to be. Device makes it work. Dominance from Astralis. It bodes very well for some of the later stages of IEM Beijing. We've got another Titan in attendance. Keep your eyes on Astralis.